Be selectively selfish. I'm going to tell you a story really quick before we get into the meat of this video. But there was a time, maybe a year ago, I'm not 100% sure, where there was a party I was going to. And I don't drink, so I'm very often the designated driver for other people because, it's convenient for everyone. Nobody who wants to drink has to miss out because there's someone there that doesn't drink and is, I'm one of the oldest in my friend group, so I was one of the people who could drive. Anyway, here was the issue. I wasn't 100% sure. If the person whose party this is watches this, I'm sorry, I don't care. I wasn't 100% sure if I wanted to stay for the entire time. I was going to go, and then if it was not interesting, which it might have been, I was just going to leave and basically go home. The interesting thing was the person who would have, asked me to drive them there, definitely would have stayed the entire time of the party. There is nothing you could have done to get this guy to go home early. You'd have to kick him out at the end of the night. And so I was kind of faced with a dilemma. Do I carpool with this person, which would obviously be the nice thing to do? Do I drive this person there and then drive them back? Or do I just drive myself there and drive myself back so that I don't have to stick around at a party that I don't want to be at? And it was, at the time, honestly, it was a difficult question because the person who I would have been carpooling was my friend, but they weren't really a close friend. They were more of a friend out of proximity. Spoiler alert, I actually didn't end up going to the party for another reason, so I was spared having to make a decision. But I've just always thought about, I genuinely don't know what I would have done at the time. Nowadays, I know what I would have done, which is the point of this video. I would have taken the option of just driving myself. But at the time, I genuinely don't know. I might have picked the option where I had to stick around doing something I didn't want. So what is the point of that story? Well, I was kind of faced with two dilemmas. Either do what I want to do, and, it's not very good for the other person because they have to find another way there, but it gives me the ability to leave as soon as I want, or I can sacrifice a little bit of my freedom by having to stay as long as they want to, and we have to agree when to go home because I'm their lift home. I can't just really abandon them there without giving them a heads up before we even go there, in which case they'd probably just go with someone else anyway. So the reason I bring that up is because these kind of choices play out a lot in life, and they lead back to the topic of this video, which is selective selfishness. And immediately a lot of you people, you'll hear the word selfish and you'll go, that's bad, you shouldn't be selfish. I agree, you shouldn't be selfish. But this video isn't about being selfish, it's about being selectively selfish. It's about having something higher than selfishness that you use to determine whether or not you should serve yourself or serve someone else. So what does all that absolute jargon crap mean that I just kind of word vomited at you? What does that even mean? What I'm trying to get at is not everyone, and some people will click off this video, not everyone actually deserves something from you. Even, to be honest, some of your friends don't deserve stuff from you. The person I was talking about wasn't a particularly bad person by any means. They were in my friend group, but a lot of the reason they were in my friend group was because they were friends with other friends and they were a friend out of proximity, and they sometimes, get on my nerves by just saying socially uncoordinated things that are just, borderline rude. And that probably makes them sound worse than they are. It's just kind of iffy, they haven't, I hate to say that they didn't earn anything from me, but they really haven't. They haven't been a good enough friend to earn me staying at a party that I don't want to, just so they can have fun and then I can drive them home like a fucking Uber driver. No. So that leads back to selective selfishness. What selective selfishness is having the ability to be selfish when you need to for the interests of the people you care about, and two, your future self. That doesn't mean going all, dark triad Patrick Bateman mode and just killing anyone you don't like and being as selfish as possible. No, because that's not good. But what's also not good, it's nowhere near the level of evil that murder is, but what also isn't good is what I think most people have, which is a complete inability to be selfish at all. They just have a complete inability to say no to people. If someone's friend is kind of annoying sometimes and that person asks them to drive them somewhere, they'll just do it even though they don't want to, or they'll just, you've probably done this yourself, but you can probably think of someone who does this even more than you do. Just a complete people pleaser. And again, there's nothing wrong with being nice to people. So I can see people right now misinterpreting this video as be a dick, go around being mean to people, cut out all of your friends, don't do anything they want ever, don't do anyone a favor ever. No, you can do people favors, you can do things for people that are actually, you know, not really in your interest, but you can be a nice person. Like, you can go and help somebody move. If you have a friend, you can go and help them move furniture into their house. What I'm trying to say is don't do things for people that haven't earned it. If you have a close friend who's a good person, of course you can go and help them move furniture into their house. Of course you can drive across the country to watch them, you know, perform a live music event if that's what they're doing. Of course you can do things like that. I just want to make that very clear so nobody's misinterpreting what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I want you to audit your actions and your behavior for when you're doing things that aren't in your interest for people that also aren't in your interest. If you have someone in your life that is, you know, very much uses you for favors, I want you to ask yourself, is this person actually nice to me at least 99% of the time? Does this person make jokes at my expense that aren't really jokes, they're just kind of rude? Even if this person's not really like rude, they're just socially awkward in a way that like is off-putting to you, that's absolutely fine. You're allowed to, like, I'm giving you permission to say I don't really like that person, even if it's not really their fault. Like, obviously, you know, if they've got like an actual disability, don't be rude. But if they're just kind of just different to you and you don't really like them, you don't have to spare them and say, oh, that's okay, I'll do things for you. No, you're absolutely entitled to say, maybe not say directly to them. You don't have to send this video to them and say, this is about you or anything. But you can do that if you want. You might not see that person again. I'll get one extra subscriber. But anyway, what you're absolutely allowed to do though, is not do things that are bad for you. You don't have to continue to do things in that person's interest that aren't really of any interest to you. That's the point of this video. So the final takeaway I want you to have before this goes any longer is I want you to be very aware of who you're doing favors for, who you're doing things for that are not necessarily in your interest, but they're benefiting those people, and just go through all those people. Do you like these people? Would they do the same thing to you? Is this even remotely in your interest? Are they grateful for what you're doing? And I think what you'll find is the same thing I found, which is, and the same thing I would do now if I was presented with that party situation, which I actually have been since, but I don't really think about it because it's easier for me now, which is if you don't like someone really that much, if they're kind of a friend but they haven't really earned it, don't do things that are out of your interests. That's for people that have actually earned it by being good people. And the other side of the equation is be that person for someone else. Don't be the person who's, you know, kind of annoying to people and then expects them to do stuff for them. If somebody says no to you for a favor, obviously don't beat yourself up over it, but have a think about why. Have you actually been kind to this person? Did they have a genuine reason? Or maybe they're a dick, or maybe they're just busy. Who knows? Just have a think about that kind of thing. But yeah, guys, that is the point of this video. Hopefully some of that got through and you didn't just read into that as go around murdering people. If anyone does murder anyone after watching this video, I have absolutely no responsibility in it at all. Murder is bad. Don't do it. I just want to make that very clear. But guys, ebook in the description if you want to check it out. Hit the subscribe button. Feel free to add me on Insta. I message everyone back who messages me. Email me if you need to about any questions. Happy to give anyone a hand with anything. Thanks for watching. Don't fucking kill anyone. I swear to God. I'm not going to jail because somebody misinterpreted this video.